What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope you all had an amazing week since the last time we were on here talking. I apologize for being so horribly late, but it wouldn't be a typical Tuesday if it wasn't late. And honestly, I thought today was Wednesday, so that would have been terrible because that would have meant I would have missed y'all yesterday. But anyway, I'm up here or I'm live here. I don't know what's going on in my brain tonight, but I'm here and I'm happy to be here because, to be completely honest, today was a pretty weird day, and I do look forward to our Tuesday chats and our rambling for an hour about Lord knows what. So I am excited to be here and excited for y'all to jump on here and start talking. So if you're on here, please say hello as you hop on. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know what you did this past week that you enjoyed. I'd love to talk about it. Philip, I'm so sad that you missed last week's chat. It was all about Stranger Things and T-Rexes, so I think that's what we labeled it, was Stranger T-Rexes. But always a good time, or at least I always have a good time. I hope y'all do too. Adam, you missed last week too. Goodness. Daniel, glad you're on here. We got somebody all the way from New Zealand. Daggum. That is a long way from here. Thanks for being on here, though. The summer kind of throws me off with the time because it doesn't get dark nearly as early as when we started doing Tuesday chats and rambling and whatnot. So yeah, it throws me off a little bit. Plus, like I said earlier, I thought it was Wednesday. Yeah. Seriously though, all day today I kept thinking it was Wednesday, which I guess is a good thing I ended up at all of the right meetings today. Otherwise, that could have been terrible. Colton, all the way from Utah. Glad you're on here. We'll wait for a few more people to hop on, and then I will dive into a few updates and exciting things that we've got going on over here. First exciting news, though. See this lovely office view that we have behind me? It is real. I could show you, but then I have to stand up, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, it's real. It's my husband's office, and I've been working on my own office, and I officially have an update on my desk, which has been back ordered since well before we started doing Tuesday chats. I think I ordered it like in January or February, and it's finally going to be here next week. So that means that hopefully, if not next Tuesday, the following Tuesday, I'll be coming at you live from my very own office. So I'm excited about that one. Then we get to decorate, and that's going to be a whole nother thing. Anyway, Freedom Underground, all the way from East Tennessee. Good part of Tennessee. I love Tennessee. I got a lot of family in West Tennessee, but I don't tell them I like East Tennessee better just because of like landscape and whatnot. Plus, they're in the Memphis area, and it's just hot there. Sorry, Jake. Thanks for being on here. Needs beer. I need a beer too. I have some tea. Not quite the same effect, but it's like a really nice tea that tastes like mint, so it's gonna help me chill out. So I might actually sleep when I get off of here. I've got like a workload that's absolutely insane because we have the machine gun shoot coming up in 3 months now, or we're like 5 days out from the 3-month mark. So that's insane. The next 3 months of my life are going to be a whirlwind. Anyway, but yeah, so a beer wouldn't be half bad. Jurassic office. Yeah, I already do have quite a few Jurassic decorations. I may or may not find a place to put all of my Dr. Pepper cans that I collected. I also still never got, before I start going off on that tangent, I want to get one of each of the Jurassic Park cans that they did for Jurassic World. They did a different dinosaur for like all the different kinds of Dr. Pepper. And I think I have 4 of them. But I think there were 7, and they haven't had the Dr. Pepper. So if any of y'all see any crazy Dr. Peppers, please let me know. I would like them. I will figure out how to get them to myself. Anyway, complete side note, but I'm just going to throw that all out there. Anyway, I guess before I started rambling about that, I was trying to say hello to somebody all the way from Canada. So thank you for being on here. Patrick from Washington. Max is on here. What's up? Cowboy Jeff, thanks for being on here. A lot of good people on here tonight. I'm glad y'all are here. Like I said earlier, it has been a weird day, and I do look forward to these chats. So glad y'all are on here. Anyway, but yeah, so my first update is I might be in my new office next week. If I do, it'll be bare walls probably. And then just trying to figure out where things go. But at least it would be my own space. I also don't know what kind of chair I'm going to sit in because I guess I haven't thought about that. Um, Something to add to the to-do list. We've got I've got this month of possibly no trips, which is insane for me because the last few months it's been like Iowa, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, and then August my travel starts back up. So pretty crazy. But okay, so y'all, what did y'all do this weekend? I'm trying to think, what did I do this weekend? Oh, I have been a little bit MIA from my typical sharing my life on Instagram stories type deal this past week. Been a little bit MIA, but I have been planting plants in the yard. We spent like the whole weekend working in the yard, which is really awesome. And that will bring me to my next topic and update that I have to tell y'all about that I'm very excited for. I also have a tree that there's a tree. It's a redbud tree that I've absolutely loved for the past 3 years, but it was growing in the wrong spot. So I tried to transplant that one on Sunday, and I can't tell if he's going to live or not, but fingers crossed. I fenced him off from the deer, so they can't get to him. But right now, he's looking a little bit upset. So here's hoping. Dad work, but we go on walks to the park too. How fun. I love going for walks. We used to do that a lot when I was a kid. And then every time I would go visit my grandpa in Memphis, we would always go either to the zoo and walk around the zoo all day, or he would take us down to the Mississippi and we'd walk up and down the river, or down to the river and look for crawdads. I call them crawdads. What do y'all call them? Before that topic comes up, I'll just throw it out there. But yeah, we call them crawdads. And then we'd also go over to Mud Island, and there's like a really cool, I don't know what you call it, like scale of the river that actually has water in it and takes you all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico and shows you like all the different states that the Mississippi touches. It's really cool. But we used to do that a lot when I was a kid. Yabbies in Australia. Took pictures of my models this weekend and went to your page on Facebook to see. I'm sorry. I'm not really sure what you're saying, but I hope I get to see the photos. There's a new law limiting mags to 10 rounds. Where's that at? Oh, okay. I was about to say in Washington. Let's add that to the end of the sentence. I was like, wait a second. What did I miss? I definitely, to be honest, I did not look at anything news related today because of how the day went about. But anyway, Swamp Dog Henri is here. What's up? Did you get the book I recommended? I did get the recommendation you sent. I have not gotten the book yet, but I did see your recommendation. I thought I replied to you. I apologize if I didn't, but I definitely did see your book. But yeah, I guess we can start diving into it. So exciting news today. Like I said, it was a weird day. So I had a lot of highs and a couple of like hard hits that I'm not going to get into, but just letting you know once again how excited I am that y'all are on here tonight, because sometimes I think I just really need this. It's almost like a little therapy session, you know. I get to ramble, I get to sit here and talk with y'all, and it's just nice. But anyway, so exciting news. I think I told y'all this on maybe the first live of this year, way back in April. We were talking about how we are working on having a place to shoot at the house. Yes, we have acreage and you can shoot at the property, and we do shoot from time to time, but we wanted to have an actual pushed back berm, side berms, nice location to shoot, nice location to film. So I had a meeting today with the dirt mover. I excavator. I don't know what you call him. He does a lot of different things. I think he also said he reclaims ponds. We had quite a few great conversations. Anyway, getting a quote on that. So potentially within the next 2 weeks, I could have a home shooting bay. Pretty daggum excited about this one. So yeah, anyway, that's my most major news of today and thing that's got me smiling the biggest. But very excited on that. I've got a lot of ideas. I've got the scale of everything I want to happen. Then we just got to pray there's no rock underneath there. Everything looks good because of the way the pines are growing. But yeah, I might have my own little bay. Very excited. Obviously, I'm going to have to share it with my dad, but I'm still calling it mine. I get to decorate it and add whatever structures I want to it. So pretty cool. Yeah. Thank you, Pyrotech 56. That means I'm gonna get to do more explosions and stuff out there too. Things that I wasn't gonna be able to shoot. The gun club that I'm a member of, they're great club, great club. They actually just had 2 of their berms rebuilt by this guy, which is where I got his contact from. But a little strict on the types of targets you can have, and even like the direction you can shoot, and it'll just be a lot more convenient for some things, especially any kind of product testing I can do. I can just walk right out the door and get to shooting. So I'm very daggum excited to have this done. Colton, your only dream in life is to be able to shoot in your own backyard. I sincerely hope that you have that at some point in your life. This is a bucket list for my dad. It's actually on his property, so it's technically his, but since I'm paying for it, I'm gonna just I'm calling it mine. Anyway, but I sincerely hope that you get that at some point in your life. We are very excited to have that here. Rapid Fire Dad can have 1 6-inch target at the end. I will let him know that y'all are rooting for him to have at least one target of his own on the range. He will be glad to know that y'all are supporting him. But yeah, that's my biggest news. Outside of that, I'm trying to think of what else I did this week. It was kind of a whirlwind of a week. Like I said earlier, machine gun shoot is coming up pretty daggum quick. We're right outside of the 3-month mark, and I will be announcing it on all social media platforms this week as we approach that 3-month mark. Also, the website should be going live this week. Finally, I'm saying that on here because if I say it on here, then I document how many times I said this website is going live this week because it keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. I have a love-hate relationship with everything tech. You wouldn't know that I do this for a living because of how difficult tech things are for me, but that's okay. Been thinking about cleaning up our ATV trails to build some target bays off the sides of it every so often. That would be so sick. So that's actually at some point I will show y'all a little bit more of what we're talking about, maybe walk through how we're doing everything. But we currently have a trail around the whole property that we can drive the Jeep that my dad and I fixed up for my wedding. Also, we can drive the lawnmowers, tractors, and whatever else we want to around there too. But it's specifically called a Jeep trail because it's just really fun to drive the wheelies out there. So anyway, we wanted to make sure that we kept that perimeter around the bay. And then I've got dreams and schemes and ideas of how many of y'all keep up with my gun of the day? I don't know if we can like raise a hand or something, but I'm just asking. I'll read comments as they come in. Anyway, so I think it was 2 days ago I posted a Sega drone defense Sega 12. Anyway, very fun gun, but it's got a mount in the front. We can mount that on the Jeep. So I've got dreams of riding around the property like Rat Patrol and just doing some really fun things with the 12 gauge. So it's a little safer to do than with like a 1919 or something. I'd actually be able to, let me try that again. It would actually be able, what's going on with my head? It would actually be something that I would be able to shoot. There we go. Sentences are coming together now while we drive. So I don't know. There's some video ideas there. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but it should be fun. So that's coming. Hey, Colton, I got a whole hand. Thanks for keeping up with my gun of the day. Swamp Dog, you've never seen the K&S spade grips on a Sega or AK before? Yeah, so those things are cool. I think I'm trying to remember. I think we also have the K&S spade grips on one of BRP's, the BRP STG U9SF. That's a fun gun. If y'all aren't familiar, BRP Corp has some very interesting guns. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on some comments. So many new guns to keep up with there. That's the funnest. That's the most fun thing about Gun of the Day is that obviously there's 365 days this year. And you can literally post a different gun every single day. Now, some of them they've had like a few different variations of AKs and variations of ARs. But so far there has not been one gun repeat this year, and we're barely like scraping the surface of firearms. It's a very cool world. The technology is neat, watching how things evolve and change over the years, and it's just really cool. So that was kind of what I wanted to do with Gun of the Day. Just, people are very familiar with what they're familiar with, but they don't know what they don't know. So being able to expose people to different kinds of guns or things they've never seen before is just really fun for me. Especially when you throw something up there that people think they know, but then you're like, nah, this shoots 22. And they're like, wait, what? How is this Thompson shooting 22? We've got a 22 conversion. Same with, I'll give you all a little sneak peek, but there may be a 22 conversion for something belt fed coming up in the next, we're almost at 200 days. So sometime in the next 165 days, there might be something belt fed 22. But yeah, so that's just a really cool world. I love it. You could do a Gun of the Day for 2 weeks with all the AK variants. Absolutely. I need to get in touch with some of my AK friends, and I don't have access to a lot of AKs. We only have one. I only have one. I won't speak for we, as in my family, but yeah, I got a lot of stuff to add to. There's a lot of stuff, honestly. I have a long want list. What is one gun that is like you just really want it? It's like the top of your list, your next get list. I would try to answer that, but I have like 7 right now. It also depends on like the amount of money you're willing to spend. Like, do you want to take out a loan on your house, or do you want to just like save up something small? Because there are definitely some major old guns that I would like to have at some point in my life, but those are definitely very large investments. I have a few AK kits waiting to get built. I have a few AK parts, so that might be something I need to do at some point. I actually have like a drawer full of AR parts too. I think I probably have enough in there for probably for a build at this point. Yeah, I need to look into that too and see if I can't do like a little project here soon. My husband's really wanting to build a gun soon, so we gotta build him one. Well, for fun or hunting? Wait, I don't know what you're asking for. Anyway, so that's the other part about this range build. So we currently have a field, some grown-up pines, the other 1 acre of pines that we're going to be putting this home bay on. But we're also going to be able to like cut some paths through because the deer have moved back in to the pines, and we want to keep them there. But I will be able to hunt there now, so that'll definitely be very fun either this season or next season. I've been watching the deer. We're going to be feeding the deer. We're going to be getting to know the deer a little bit. If y'all seen any of my stories, you know that the deer in my yard are absolutely insane, which brings me to something I need to share with y'all. I almost got trampled yesterday by, I don't know if it was like 10 or 12 deer, but I told you about my tree earlier that I just planted, and I went down to check on it because it looked a little bit upset. I'm hoping it's just dramatic about the move, but I was down there looking at my tree, and I glance over, and I see a buck looking at me. And this was like a 10-point buck. Although it's in velvet, so it wasn't like actually pointy yet. So it was at least 10 points on this buck already. He looks at me and he takes 2 steps forward, and I'm maybe 50 yards away from this buck, and he's like walking at me. So he takes 2 steps forward, and I look at him and I'm like, oh shoot. And he takes another step forward, and I take a step back, and then 2 other deer looked up and they took a couple steps towards me. I took a couple more steps back, and then all the deer start walking towards me, and they walked. I didn't have my phone, unfortunately, like the one time that I don't bring my phone out there with me. Anyway, they're all like walking straight at me, and then one of them starts to like pick up the pace a little bit, and I'm kind of like starting to pick up the pace a little bit, trying to get back to the porch. And yeah, anyway, I get back into the porch, and then I've got this video of them just like sniffing my tree and then running through the yard. But there ended up being 10 or 12 deer. There was a 10-point buck, an 8-point buck, 2 6-point bucks, and some little like there's at least one button buck, but then a lot of females. So I don't know. The deer in my neighborhood are getting out of control. But anyway, that was a little ramble because somebody said something about hunting and I got excited. Operation Fill the Freezer will be a go this fall. And anyway, J-Max definitely inspired me, and the AK bug bit me hard. J-Max is extremely good for that. I love Ashley and Justin. They are incredible. I will hopefully be doing a couple of collaboration stuff with them later this year or early next year, but incredible people. Top of my bucket list would have to be a 50 cal. Anything specific, Max? Swamp Dog, the White Tiger Deagle would be a pretty trophy piece. Yeah, that would be a pretty trophy piece. And I apologize for never checking your message. I will have to see where it is buried in my messages. I love Instagram and I love Facebook, but sometimes messages just get buried in there. So I apologize if I don't respond to some of y'all. It just gets difficult to find everything sometimes. Jake, I would have chased him away, bark, and save you. I appreciate you. I did run back inside, and right now my husband is currently working from home, so I walk inside. I'm like, I almost got attacked by a deer. So he ran out there and started making weird noises at them. I think I got that on my video. He would probably kill me if I posted it, though. Charlie, they're looking for some neighborhood food. Yeah, well, probably because the neighbors like 8 doors down have like a deer sanctuary where they feed them everything. So these daggum deer are getting way too comfortable with everybody around here. Which is kind of fun in a way, but they eat all my plants and they're not afraid of me anymore. So that's where it gets unfun. Very hard to grow anything. So I've got like everything I put in the ground, I put a fence around. So my yard isn't exactly beautiful. It's delightfully tacky. Yeah, anyway. You should try some of our deer sausage sometime. We have people come from other states to have their deer done with us. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested in that. I love venison. So there's probably 10 years of my life where I didn't eat any kind of like ground beef at all. I didn't buy any ground beef. It was just all deer. So I'd like to get back to that point. I didn't do so well last season. Actually, things just got I'm trying to remember what happened. I guess there was an injury and then it just got away from me. I did go on a hunt in Michigan last year, though, for grouse and woodcock with Brownells, which was incredible. I'm also wearing my Brownells colors tonight. Bureau of Propaganda. If you know, you know. But anyway, I would like to have a full freezer this year. Modus or Barrett 50 cal. Those are the top of your list. I like it. I like it a lot. You know what's crazy though? Even a Modus semi is like a pretty penny. Honestly, both of them are. That's a lot of money. But you got this. I believe that you will have that in your lifetime. I'm in the market for a bolt gun for hunting. All my other bolt guns are from World War II. Hey, that's pretty cool. Maybe a 6 or 6.5 Creedmoor. Awesome. Well, I would love to know what you end up going with. Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading some comments. Swamp Dog, you brought a few packs of the deer sausage to Brownells. If you had known, you would have saved it. You gave it all to Caleb. I will have to let him know that he was hogging all the deer sausage next time I see him. Laughing about a woodcock. All right, I like it. Hey, they were really fun to hunt though. I've never actually seen a grouse or woodcock in the wild. I've never been on a hunt for grouse or woodcock before, so that was an incredible trip. It was so interesting, like how they fly when you come up on them. It was really cool. And we use dogs, and any kind of trip where you're using dogs as a hunt is just fascinating to me. I love watching dogs work. It is really cool. So hopefully I will get to do that again in my lifetime. There's a few hunts that I want to go on. I obviously haven't really shared a lot of any actually hunting content on here. But that is going to be changing in August. So I will have a little bit of stuff to share with y'all from a big project we are doing in Africa. I'm going to Africa. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that, other than I can't believe I'm actually going. It's going to be wild. Honestly, even if we didn't see anything on a hunt out there, it would just be incredible to see the animals out there. So I am very excited. Swamp Dog, let me know. Please let me know about your podcast. I will happily hop on there. I just remembered that I have a meeting tomorrow that I forgot about. Thanks for reminding me. I need to write that down, actually. Do I have a notepad? I wish that I could explain what goes on in my brain right now because of how scattered everything is. Like I could be staring at the wall and think of something that I needed to do 2 weeks ago that I forgot, and then it relates back to something that I haven't done yet in the future, and it's all over the place. 90% of the time it relates back to dinosaurs, and then we get into Stranger Things and food, and my brain is a scary, scary place, guys. Oh, my comments just did something weird. Anyway, so what's the topic tonight? What are we going to ramble about? I'm going to let y'all talk about it because Stranger Things we really dove into last week. Oh, wait, no, we didn't. Okay, I do have an update on this. So back to talking about planting my tree. That is going to be the prime subject of tonight. So I planted that tree in my backyard. I relocated it to the new spot where it's like in a spot that I want it to. It's going to eventually be an area that I can like kind of like a hideaway area because there's a spot that was dug out by the people that built the house. I think they just put all the construction trash down there. So it kind of like after what it was built in, my house was built in the 80s. So what is that? Almost, that's been a long time. So like 40, 83. I think we're almost 40 years. Forgive me if my math is off though. Anyway, so everything they put in the hole has kind of like decomposed, and there's a lot of trash I'm gonna have to dig out of this hole. So I want to eventually have that to where it's like kind of a little hideaway where I can like drink wine or have tea or just go sit down there and think about life and stuff or read. I don't know. Maybe I'll start reading more. Anyway, but it's a really cool little spot. And I want to have, right now I have a few trees that are really pretty and like grown up around it. So it kind of encloses it and makes it feel very private. But I wanted the red bud over there, and I don't know what happened, but there's this giant pine tree over there, and out of nowhere, this pine tree just died. And when you stand back there, what's up, Noel? Hey, glad you're on here. Sorry, I'm really bad at reading people's names. Anyway, so I have this pine tree back there, and it died out of nowhere. All the needles are gone, and obviously it's summer, like it should be doing well if it was alive. Also, when I was digging, I found some of the roots that were like rotten. But when you're standing near the tree makes a tick-tock sound. Like it just goes tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. So I am now convinced that I live well, I already do live where they film Stranger Things, but now I'm convinced that the upside down is actually happening here. I don't know, call it a vivid imagination, but I swear the tree is actually like ticking. And my husband confirmed it. He's actually the one that pointed it out. And then I've actually put my ear up to the tree, but the tree is ticking. And there's other crazy things I can tell you about where I live, but I don't know how deep we want to get into that tonight. So anyway, yes, speaking of Stranger Things, Rachel, you have to come here. There is a Stranger Things can with lookalikes and stuff they just put up. Hey, how cool is that? It's like a restaurant. How neat. If you need some Demogorgon hunting pals, hit me up. Absolutely. I was very excited to see the use of fire in the last one for Demogorgons and Demodogs. So I do have flamethrowers. I think that we're set here. And if we need extra hands, I will let you know. Where do you post your Star Trek models on your Facebook page? I think if you post them, I think if you go to, actually, I'll just look. Actually, I won't because I don't have Facebook up. Anyway, I think if you just post them on my wall, it'll show up. Sounds like a nematode fungus maybe killed your tree. Does a nematode fungus make your tree TikTok? This is a big question. Or explosives. Not much makes me giggle quite like explosives. I feel you on that. Half the reason that we're building our own bay on the property is so we can do more with explosives. Anyway, going to be very excited. My dad had a landscaping business. You will not believe how many trees I've planted. I can imagine it was probably quite a few. Probably a lot of bushes, too. I can imagine quite a few bushes if you were in landscaping. Does 50 BMG work on Demogorgons? Yeah, I would think so. I would think 50 would do pretty well. I've not seen I've not seen Stranger Things yet. Is it really good like the first few seasons? So I've heard a few different people's opinions. I loved it. I've loved it every season. It was actually one of my favorite seasons. I don't know what they're doing, but the guys that are writing this, the brothers that are writing the Stranger Things, they have incredible minds, and I love it. I saw they're going to be doing a different show too, so I'm excited about whatever they're going to be doing because it's brilliant. They do a very good job. But yeah, I loved it. So you need to watch this new season. It was great. I'm excited that there's another season. I felt like the only thing I hated is that I thought I was getting a whole second half of a season, and it was only 2 episodes, and they released the last 2. So I was kind of sad about that because I was ready to binge watch like 8 or 9 episodes. But yeah, so my only complaint is that there wasn't more for me to watch, and now I've been reading conspiracy theories and everyone's different ideas of where they think the show's going to go, and finding trees in my backyard that I think are part of the Upside Down. So I don't know. My imagination's out of control right now. Yes, Rachel needs an XL18 flamethrower for Christmas. Yes, I do. I know Santa Claus, but I don't know if he's going to be bringing me a flamethrower this year because he thinks I already have 2 and he doesn't want me to have any more. But you know what? My dad did just ask me to use the flamethrower to help him with some sort of project, so maybe I'll talk him into needing a bigger one. It's a yard tool, right? I mean, everybody needs a flamethrower. The tree is actually the gator from Peter Pan. I love it. TikTok was always my favorite character. That's actually really funny. I love the gator. I'm not sure what I missed, but you had me at do more with explosives. Yeah, okay, so what you missed is that I let everybody know earlier today I met with a guy about getting a quote to build our own home range or home bay, shooting bay at the house so that I can, number one, film with ease and not have to worry about my local range and the different kind of projects, the different kind of targets that they allow or don't allow on the property. So I can kind of shoot whatever I want within reason and safely, and it'll be really nice. We have enough acreage where we're at to shoot anyway, but it would just be nice to have like an actual cut-in bay instead of, it'd just be more safe. So, and I'm definitely somebody that thinks about our neighbors. Put up a game camera on a tree nearby facing the ticking tree. Yeah, I could do that. Maybe I can actually. I'm gonna try to get like audio of the tree ticking. I don't know if that'll work or not. Maybe I can call like, what Jake the Viking. He does like haunted investigations, right? So maybe I can ask him if he wants to come see if the Upside Down is actually real, where they film Stranger Things. That would be cool. I found out too. I was looking at some of the filming locations, and they were a lot closer to where I live than I realized. Which is okay. You know what? I'm going to dive into the rest of the crazy stuff too. So we've talked a few times about where I live, everything that they film around here, and including Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, Vampire Diaries, Drop Dead Diva, Marvel movies. So we've got vampires, witches, werewolves, zombies, interdimensional creatures, aliens, superheroes, everything, right? Everything they film here. So I'll know what's going on. But a year ago, a little over a year ago, probably a year and a half, there was a whole situation not far from where I'm at where people were killing goats and hanging them from trees and draining their blood. So I don't know what that was. I think we chalked it up to like voodoo or something, is what we were guessing. And then earlier this year, I was driving to my parents' house. There's one crossroads, like pretty close to where they live. And I got to the crossroads, and somebody had done the same thing again, and except this time it was with chickens. So, just kind of like an uncomfortable thing. You get to a crossroads, and there are chickens with their heads cut off, arranged in like a weird pattern. Then the other day, what was this? Saturday, I think? Maybe Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday. I was coming home from my parents. And I already been there, but I went a different way. When I was coming home from my parents, it was a different crossroads, and it was the same thing, but on a busier road. So more chickens in the middle of the crossroads and a weird thing. And I was on the phone with a friend when I saw it, and I was explaining to her what was going on. And then 2 days later, I let her know about the TikTok tree. So now she's convinced that I really do live in the Upside Down, or it's going to be happening here soon. But yeah, I don't know what's going on here. But if you read reports from time to time, you'll see like weird stuff with goats going down like rivers in Georgia. I don't know what's going on. Georgia's a weird place. I love it, but it's also weird. So hopefully I didn't freak any of y'all out, but there's some strange things happening. They might not be as strange as Stranger Things, but pretty weird. Pretty weird. I'm going to need somebody to comment now so that I know that y'all didn't all leave me with my crazy stories of my crazy town. Maybe it's vampires though, because I think that they, if they don't eat humans, some of them eat animals. So maybe it's a vampire situation. And they're trying to blame it on voodoo. Anyway. Yay, I still have somebody here after my crazy stories. I appreciate you. Charlie, you think it's a woodpecker? I don't think it's a woodpecker, only because I was standing by the dead tree and like literally could walk around it, and it was still making a TikTok sound. And it sounds like it's coming from inside, so I thought it might be bugs. I don't know. Anybody on here know about a bug that would make a TikTok sound inside of a dead tree? It's interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. Yay, okay, there are a good amount of y'all still here. You're literally here for the crazy stories. Love it. Thank you for being on here. Y'all are awesome. Might have pine beetles. Maybe that's what it is. I'll let y'all know. I'm probably going to have somebody come out and remove this tree because it's so big. If it were to fall the wrong way, it would probably hit my house or at least graze it. So maybe I can watch them cut it down and see if it's a beetles, or if it opens an interdimensional hole into the Upside Down and we have a gate in my backyard. Who knows? I will keep you posted, though. I'm so glad y'all enjoy these stories. Lots of animals raise their babies in dead trees. So yeah, they do. I mean, of course they do. I actually have like a really, really old dead pine tree that's maybe 12 feet tall right now, and I thought this sucker was gonna fall down like 4 years ago, and it is still hanging in there. And every year I'm like, yeah, I'll knock it over as soon as the squirrels leave with their babies, and then I forget, and then it stays. Also, I was hoping that I'd be able to kick it over. Uh, I don't know. There's just something satisfying about being able to kick things and making them fall. I don't know. But anyway, it has not gotten to that point yet. So I don't know how this tree is standing up. I'll have to take a picture of that one too. Um Josiah, that is the greatest idea that I've ever heard. I actually might write my write might. I actually might write my own parody because Lord knows we got a lot of stuff going on here. I'm sorry. I just read the old people and short people are easy to kick and make fall. That's not what I meant about kicking things and knocking them over, but you did almost make me choke on my drink. I was talking about like dead trees or like rocks or things. I once tried to kick an armadillo, but I feel like that's not very nice. But it was also digging holes in my yard. And I heard, I don't know if any of y'all know this, but since we're talking about kicking things, and I don't recommend kicking animals, but armadillos are horrible. Um, don't ever try to kick an armadillo, because if you try to kick an armadillo, they can dig really fast and like dig a hole just hard enough that you can actually break your foot trying to kick one. So I don't know that from experience. I know that from reading about it, but yeah, just heads up, don't ever try to kick an armadillo. Pro tip. Okay, we need to change the subject from kicking elderly. This is not where I thought this conversation was going tonight. I do not condone kicking old people. Okay, armadillos are literally wearing armor. Why would you try to kick it? Because it was in my garden and they are horrible. The amount of armadillos that I have in this area is just insane. My mother-in-law actually, my mother-in-law, she is just an incredible gardener. She's actually a master gardener, and her yard is immaculate. Like, they should have pictures of it in magazines and I don't know, garden books and stuff. Like, she is just incredible gardener. She has her own Instagram where she posts all the different wildlife and stuff, but she has the worst luck with armadillos. They have dug underneath her foundation of her house. Obviously get underneath like some of her bushes and roses and stuff and like mess up the roots. They are just terrible. Plus they dig these big holes so you can like step in them and break your ankle. A lot of ankle breaking around armadillos. But anyway, they're just horrible creatures, and I think like a third of them carry leprosy on their nose, and you just don't really want them, and they're terrible. And if you try to if they're out in the middle of the road, like, you don't really want to run them over, but if you try to straddle them in your car, then they'll hop up and kill themselves because they can jump like 3 feet. So I hate armadillos. Anyway, so my little armadillo rant. If there's a portal to the upside down in your yard, you're going to have to explore it and film it. Okay, well, I'm going to have to do a little preparation and get some equipment so that I don't breathe in all the particles and then turn into an upside down creature. So if anybody has any recommendations about a good gas mask, let me know. Not gonna lie, when you were telling me about the deer trampling story, Grandma got run over was the first thing you thought of. We could make a song about Rachel getting run over by a whitetail, but hopefully that won't actually happen. Today I saw the mama and the babies in the backyard, which I love seeing them, but again, I just don't want them to eat my plants. Thanks, we don't have armadillos here, so I guess you're safe. Yeah, Philip, you're lucky. Armadillos are terrible. You're in Washington? Is that what I remember? Yes, there are armadillos all over Georgia, and they are terrible. We've got, I think they're the 9-band ones, or I think that's right, or 6-band. I don't know. They're big. Whatever they are, they're big. Shoot armadillos with rimfire. They hop when you hit them. Interesting. Funny story about armadillos. My aunt and uncle, they're out in the Mississippi area. Anyway, they had a Great Dane for a long time. His name was Luther. He was a gigantic dog, and they had an armadillo in their backyard that Luther got out and grabbed. And Luther, with his gigantic jaws, was able to like pop the armadillo like a bug. How gross is that? I would have actually kind of loved to have seen it because I think it would have been interesting. But anyway. 17 HMR on our armadillo. I could see that working. I am lost on what we were talking about in the comments. Oh, you're in Western Montana. Okay, yeah, I didn't. Y'all have like other creatures though that dig holes. So, but yeah, armadillos are just terrible. Yeah. Okay. Swamp Dog's talking about groundhogs tearing up roads. Yeah. Terrible. Terrible. Dale, what's up? Glad you're on here. JC, you haven't seen any armadillos in South Carolina? Interesting. I know my husband's from North Carolina originally when he was a kid, and he moved here when he was in middle school. But he said he was from, like I said, he was from North Carolina. Sorry, I'm talking in circles. But he said that there wasn't armadillos. The first ones he saw was in Georgia. So I don't know. Interesting. I wonder why they don't go to South Carolina. Anybody else on here from South Carolina seen armadillos in your area? Asking for JC because he says he hasn't seen any. But I feel like they would be there, although there is the Savannah River, I think. I mean, I guess they could walk across a bridge, though. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why you may or may not have armadillos there. But hopefully you just don't get them because they're terrible. Charlie said they're on their way. Adam, yeah, send them on my Twitter because I can at least get messages, or you can post them on there. You definitely have armadillos, but worse than that are the possums in Nutria are terrible. I don't know how we actually pronounce that, but they're terrible. Possums, though, I like possums because they eat all the bugs out of your garden. So as long as they leave my ducks alone, I'm good. We're cool. We got like a working relationship. I have Harry the possum that comes regularly to see me at my house. Every now and then, though, they'll go for duck eggs, and if the ducks get in the way, they kill the ducks too. So that's the annoying part about them. But they're great too, and they can't. Their body temperature is wrong, so they can't actually carry rabies, which is pretty cool. Patrick, you need to move to Wyoming. Their gun laws are better. You better get on that move then. JC, you're about 20 minutes from Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, cool. Armadillo by morning. Maybe those Easter eggs you blew up were giant armadillo eggs. I was hoping for dinosaurs, but I feel like in some way armadillos are, I don't know. They're just creepy, creepy critters. I did when I was a kid. I did get to go to the zoo in Atlanta, and I got to spend the night at the zoo, which was really cool. That was my first ever experience with night vision. Was at the zoo in Atlanta, and we got to go look at the lions through night vision, which was incredible. And I got to pet a 3-band armadillo, which was pretty cool. But it was cute and cuddly, and the ones that we have in my yard are not. I actually have a ton of pictures of them on my game camera, and I walked out of my house like a week ago maybe, and there was 2 like very young ones right by all my trees, and I walked right up to them and they didn't move until I tried to kick it. I obviously missed. I was really just kicking at it. I wasn't trying to actually kick the animal, but they're terrible. Also, a fun fact about armadillos, every year they have 4 babies and they're either all male or all female. So that's interesting. At least from what I understand. If any of y'all look it up and I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Love possums. I like possums too. They're just kind of silly. But like I said, as long as they leave my ducks alone, we're good. Swamp Dog, have a great night. I'm not usually on this late either because I usually start like 30 minutes earlier. But yeah, like I said earlier, I forgot that it was Tuesday, so I almost missed my whole evening with y'all, which would have been terrible. So anyway, I feel like I have I got off all of my topics, and I don't even know if I covered half the things I was going to talk about. So I'm going to start wrapping this up. And next Tuesday, I'm going to be more organized and hopefully in my office. So thanks for hopping on here. I hope you have a great night. But yeah, so we're going to wrap things up. If anybody has anything last minute they want to add, let me know. If not, I am going to explore the whole upside down area this week and figure out what the heck is going on with my TikTok tree. I feel like I need to be taking notes from these conversations with y'all so that I can remember all the things that I tell y'all I'm going to do before next Tuesday. Will there be armadillos next week? I sure hope there's not armadillos next week. They are just something that I do not love. They are in the way, annoying, and nuisances. Speaking of all the female, they're redoing the pirate movies. All female cast. What? What in the heck? Have a good evening. Patrick, thanks for hopping on here. It has been a great night. Don't forget to give us our assignment for next week. Hey, first of all, I need y'all to give me assignments for next week, and then maybe I will actually get something done. We're also coming up on 200 days of Gun of the Days, so let me know if there's anything special y'all want to see for that. I have an idea of what I think the number 200 gun should be. Rachel, do you have a garden and have you seen any rabbits? So I have rabbits. I think most of y'all know that. I've got my little tactical bunnies, but they're pets, so they're inside bunnies. But yeah, we have a ton of rabbits around here. And as far as gardening goes, so at my house, everything is a work in progress right now. I am going to have another few trees removed just because of the whole dead pine situation. And if they're coming to remove that one, there's a couple others I want to get rid of. And then the gardening will officially begin. Right now, I've just been trying to get a good foundation for landscaping. And then we're going to really dive into that. As far as, what was I going to say? As far as vegetable stuff, at my parents, we have vegetable garden. We get a lot of sweet potatoes, a lot of beans, a lot of corn. Hopefully going to be doing a little bit more with that this year. But yeah, we garden a little bit here and there. Nothing super big or official, but at my parents, there's even more rabbits, but there's also a yard cat there. Her name's Phoebe. She does not like to be inside. She actually hates being inside, or she'll pretend she wants to go inside and then she bothers you to get back out. So yard cat at my parents, she keeps the rabbits down a little bit, but there's a bunch of them. I love seeing them, but obviously you don't want them to eat all your food. So Dale, have a great night. Max, thanks for being on here. I will let you know all about that TikTok tree. They're going to redo the Pirates of the Caribbean. I will have to read into that. I live stream from the home range. Hey, we could probably do that, especially, we'll have to move the live streams up a little bit because otherwise it'd be really dark. But I am going to be videoing the process and get a few fun things going on there. So I talked to the guys about it today when they came to do the quote. But yeah, I am hyped for that. I can't wait to update y'all on that. Hopefully by next Tuesday, I will at least have things in action. And then they said it would take about a week, maybe 8 days to actually get it done. So it's going to be great. I am thrilled. I also, like I said, hope to be coming at y'all from my very own desk next week or the week after. But thank you so much for hopping on here. It has been another wonderful night rambling about everything from here to there to armadillos. So hope you have a great Tuesday night, and I will see y'all next week. Check you later.